Denver is down another 21% in the amount of sales year over year. It's the beginning of December, and that means November numbers are out. My office is a mess. We've had transactions flying left and right. We're gearing up for the busiest spring we've had in quite literally many, many years, maybe ever. And it's time to go over the numbers, find out what the heck in the world the Denver market is doing for real estate. Is it a good time to buy? Is it a good time to sell? I'm your host, Alex Saldana. I've been a local real estate agent since 2010, and we're just going to jump right into the numbers. If you got any questions, feel free, reach out. Here's my phone number. And let's start with what everybody wants to know is closed price. Now, we are down 21% in sales year over year, but what's holding us up here is the closed price. So as I log into the MLS here, our median close price for Denver is down to $550,000 from $560 a month ago. That's down $10,000. That's never a good thing. No one ever wants to hear that. But the reality is that that's an extremely small drop for this time of year. Normally, it's much, much larger. Statistically, from June until about the end of January, our market drops anywhere from 7 to 10% in price. This year so far, June was at $575. We're down at $550. Says $25,000. That's 5%. That is significantly less than the historical average for drops in close prices. What's holding it up? Purely inventory, ladies and gentlemen. New listings. Here we are. 4,300 new listings for the month in November, down from 6,000 the month before. And last year, we had about 4,300. So about the same, about flat year over year. So history is repeating itself. I do think, here's my prediction, short one, is that December, we're going to have record low new listing numbers. So last year we were at 2,800. I bet you we break that number for the amount of new listings coming out in December. I have searches set up for all over Denver, and man, it is just slim pickings out there for buyers right now. There's not a ton of buyers in the market. Things are a little bit soft. Stuff is sitting on the market for several weeks, but there's still not a whole lot to pick from. So sellers are digging their heels in. At the end of the day, they're getting their price. Active listings. This is what's also really interesting. So we're at 12,000 active listings. That's for the entire Denver metro area, right? So north up to Boulder, down a little bit in Colorado Springs, all kind of over the place. That dropped down from 14,000 last month. Last year, we had 15,324 active listings on the MLS. This year, we're at 12,000. That is a 21% reduction in the amount of active listings on the MLS. That is wild. That is low. And in fact, this next number I'm going to show you hasn't been seen since 2008. So the amount of closed listings is down to 4,200 in the month of November. That's low. Put it this way. So in the entire Denver metro area, there are over 40,000 licensed real estate agents. There's approximately, 4,000 closings that happened in November. So there's 40,000 agents and 4,000 closing. That means only 10% of all real estate agents in the entire Denver metro area had a closing in the month of November. Really let that sink in. 1 out of 10 agents got paid in the month of December. And prior to that, it wasn't much better. In October, it was 4,900. So, 1 out of 9 actually got a paycheck in the month of October. It's squeezing this industry really hard. We have agents leaving the business left and right, going out and getting full-time jobs. It's just kind of the reality when we have so few transactions happening. Now, as we keep going, pending listings. So this is what's going to tell us what's going to happen over the next 30 days. In November, we've had 4,100 pending listings. So we should have somewhere around maybe 3,800 closed sales in the month of December. So last year we had about 4,000 going under contract in November. This year, 4,100. So just about flat. Nothing too crazy there. Now, what's interesting here too a little bit, and this is just seasonality, is that the days in MLS is still skyrocketing. We're up to 25, right? Last month was 20. Just a couple months ago, we were at 7, 8 days on the market. We're up to 25 now. So what that's telling me is that the stuff that's on the market is just sitting around for a little bit longer. We've had more price drops. We've had to negotiate quite a bit more with buyers on inspection items, seller concessions, things like that. But seasonally wise, 25 days on the market compared to last year was 22. So we're up a little bit from last year. December, January is usually where it peaks out. So we're probably going to repeat exactly what happened last year. Now, month supply of inventory, even though things are sitting on the market for longer, we have 2.3 months of inventory on the MLS right now, down from 2.7. So all that means is that there are more closings happening than new listings coming onto the market, right? That's all that this is saying. So supply is still really pinched. Buyers don't have a lot of options out there. So you wait a couple of weeks, nothing comes on, and you might revisit that property you saw a few weeks ago that you didn't like then. But now you're realizing, shoot, there might not be anything that's coming onto the market that fits what we're looking for. Maybe we do, repaint and do carpet. Maybe the location is fine enough because buyers are getting tired of just waiting around. Now, showings are actually up a little bit on a 10 showings per until going under contract, and the amount of showings per listing is still down there at 4.6. So it's taking, several weeks to go under contract depending on how you're priced. Now, another interesting number that I know we've talked about a few times in the past, I love to look at, which is on price drops. So we can look here let's take a look at the Denver metro area and see, actually, there's a better one down here. So down here, we can look at the amount of price drops in a market. And this pulls up some of the biggest ones: Seattle, Washington, Chicago. And we can see here, like, for example, Seattle, in the month of October, 37% of all active listings had a price drop on them. What is it doing for Denver? Let's take a peek here. Let's go to Colorado. Let's look at Denver. I'm going to guess we're in a similar scenario. Woo! Quite a bit. We're catching up to last year. 45%. We're higher than Seattle, it looks like. 45% of all active listings on the MLS currently have had a price drop to them. So now, if you are on the fence on the buy side, I've had a number of people reach out to me lately looking at new construction. And I got to say, the incentives right now from new construction are really, really tough to beat. Check out this one. This is from Taylor Morrison, and this is what they are offering the buyers for their in-house lender: a 30-year fixed rate, and they're doing what's called a 3-2-1 buy down and a permanent rate buy down. So the first year, your interest rate is going to be 3%, second year 4%, third year 5%, and then it locks in at 6%, which is still 1% lower than what rates are running at right now, which is pretty incredible. For an FHA, it's a quarter of a point lower. These incentives are expensive. Like, if you were to try to get this on a retail home, you're probably in the range of $30,000 to $50,000, depending on the price range. So new builds are doing a lot to try to incentivize buyers. And if you are considering on the sell side, listen up very closely, because this happens every single year. It has since I started in this business in 2010. Now is the time to prepare. Okay. Now is the time to start figuring out a game plan. Now is the time to pick your agent, to do the proper upgrades to your home, to get it ready, because the spring is too late. Okay. I'm going to tell that to you right now. Late winter, middle of winter is the right time right now to be figuring out your game plan, when you're going to go live on the market. And to be frank, end of February till about middle to end of April is what you want to shoot for on the sell side. That's going to give you the best chance you're going to make 5 to 10% more than what the market is saying right now. Why? Because that's what happens every single year. You don't see the statistics until 30 days later, right? Because it takes 30 days on average for a property to close. So when you're seeing good numbers in June, all those contracts happened in May or April. They just closed now, right? So by the time you hit summer, summer's already actually closed, or summer is already slowing down considerably once we hit the middle of June. People start going on vacation. So I don't want to get your phone call in June saying, hey, it's time to go. It's time to sell my house. Let's get it on the market in July. Nope, that's not the way you want to go. You're probably looking at a $25,000 to $50,000 difference from middle of March till the middle of July. That's just the reality. So get your game plan in order. Figure it out. If you need any tips, tricks, advice, just reach out. Let me know. That's literally what I do for a living, is help game plan with people on how to get the most possible for your house and to strategize on what works for you. So again, if you need anything, reach out. Let me know. My phone number is below. And until the next time, happy housing.